Morning, my friends. It's another wonderful day in the Philippines. Hey, today I'm living with choices. I refuse to live off of family and friends, and living in San Diego on average Social Security income, there wasn't really a choice. Not if I wanted to have my own place at the age of 67. I mean, when I was younger, I loved having roommates, but those days are long gone. My future appeared to be living as an observer, not like a participant as my life is today, and I chose to no longer live vicariously. Tired of being dismissed as a future has been by the culture in general, nobody in particular. Trust me, I'm not whining, I'm just saying that's how it was. Today, as I'm sitting here recording this video, my biggest problem is, where do I go next? Do I go back to Subic? Do I go to Baguio, the rice terraces, vegan? Where do I go? Now, this morning, as I'm trying to make those decisions, I'm thinking about how it used to be, the fact that I have choices today. And the purpose of this video is to reach a few of you who actually are sitting on the fence or not living your best life, and maybe this is helpful to you. So if you're getting average Social Security income, or you will be getting average Social Security, you can do this. You're not stuck. You do have options. Now, I had traveled in North America, Eastern Europe, and those kinds of things before I got here, but I can tell you my world has expanded enormously as a result of being here. It was clear I could no longer afford to live in San Diego, so if I did stay in America, where would I go? How's that for insecurity? And I'd be living month to month, figuring out what do I have to give up. Affording a car or a truck would be virtually impossible. I mean, you have to do the registration, the insurance, and those types of things. My guess is that in California, there's 1 million seniors living on average Social Security, and I was one of them. Today, I'm in the Philippines with at least about 100,000 expats living here, and now I'm one of them. Not only to get a fresh start financially, I also got an entire new life. I get to reinvent myself in a fresh, new culture. I can tell you now that having been here for 3 years, the Western culture seems so foreign to me. And that, my friends, is a good thing. Now, I remember back when I was probably 24, 25, I was living in about the Bay Area, and I remember reminiscing over my life at that point. I'd lived in several places, and each place was like a different lifestyle to me, whether it was Oregon, Washington, Southern California, and I realized that I had taken the best part of each lifestyle, each culture that I had lived in, and that's what I had become. Now, over the last 3 years, I've had everything I had become in America, and I'm living in a new culture. And I've taken the best of that, and I've taken the best of the new culture that I'm living in. That's who I am today, and I am living my best life. Now, there's many places in the world that have lower cost of living, whether it's Mexico, Argentina, Bali, Thailand, etc., etc. The Philippines may not be your nirvana. It's just where I've chosen to live, and it's worked out for me. Someplace else may work out for you. But you have choices today, my friends. You don't have to stay in a place where you're going to struggle until you die. Aside from all the financial freedom that I feel today, maybe the most profound thing that I've found here is dignity. I'm 70 years old. What would my life be like still living in Southern California or God knows where with no vehicle and just getting by from month to month? So often when I'm thinking about what should I talk about in my next video, I'm just thinking about what my life is at the moment, like making these choices between Subic and Baguio, rice terraces, going to vegan, etc. I can tell you that the way that I feel in my heart when I'm thinking and trying to decide on these places, my thinking is a lot like it was when I was 17. So now I'm older and I have less energy, but my spirit inside is still like youthful exuberance. I'm here in the Philippines living the dream. And if I have a problem with that today, it's just deciding where to go. It's as simple as that. I mean, the bottom line here is in the Philippines that if I lived on a tight budget and I was frugal, I could literally afford to travel 365 days a year. And I'm not talking about a campsite somewhere. I'm talking about hotels with Wi-Fi, warm water, even Airbnbs, air flights. I mean, the possibilities are absolutely endless. It seems like the longer I'm here, the more choices I have, and the more places that end up on my bucket list of places that I want to see. It's like riding in a car today. You know, the slower you go, the more you can visually take in. Because I'm able to enjoy a slower pace of life today, I absorb so much more out of every day. Yesterday, I was on a trip to Guagua, this little town, 10, 15 kilometers away, but it had a drugstore that had a medication that I want. That was my adventure for the day. In San Diego, that would have been an hour round trip. And if it did take all day in San Diego before I moved here and adapted to the new culture, it would have ruined my day. Yesterday, I was just raking and cleaning out in the yard, came in, I decided to chill for a while, and then I got up and I went to the highway and hopped on a jeepney. Now, I probably had to wait a little bit longer than normal yesterday. I think it took me 20 minutes to finally catch on a jeepney. So then I went to Cebuana, which is a little money place. I sent myself some money, so I got some money out so I could go and buy the medication, which was actually next door. Once I got there, it took maybe 30 minutes to get the money and to get the medication. Now, my prescription was issued in 2023, but they decided to go ahead and give me the medication anyway, since I had several refills. So I decided to explore Guagua for a while. I had been there a few times, but never been to the public market. There was a store that I'd been to one time. I wanted to go see if they had a set of sheets. I was looking for a particular color, and I had not been able to find them in Porac. I also needed to get some load for my phone, and I stopped and I found some people that were helping me with my phone, and we were laughing and joking probably for about 20 minutes. It was just a good experience. You know, it's just an example of what you hear about Filipinos being so welcoming and kind and friendly. You know, part of the fun of just walking around talking to people because they are so friendly. It really didn't solve the problem of my phone, but I walked away with a smile on my face and a good memory, and I'll see those people again. But then I walked around and I saw the public market, which actually covered several blocks with fresh fish, meat, pork, vegetables, fruit, everywhere. So when I went to get the jeepney back to Porac, it wasn't there. The guy just said, wait, and he told me to motion to me go stand over there in the shade because it was hot out in the sun. And when he saw the jeepney coming, he motioned for me to come over there, and then he opened up the front door for me so I could sit in front on the ride all the way back. I'd never even seen this guy before. Now, I know some of you are thinking I'm naive that he just wanted a tip, but when I offered a tip, he refused it. Another one of those little moments of the day that put a smile on my face. Now, if I'd have been in San Diego, I'd have been back home several hours ago. On the way back, I just got to stare out the window, pleasantly watching all of the scenery go by. Thank God today I still feel a little bit of culture shock as I'm riding down the road. It just makes it so much more interesting. I got home, my little puppies are jumping at me, so excited to see me. I had just had a great day. So this, my friends, is an example of the simple life that I enjoy today, and I never even occurred to me that this kind of a day would ever appeal to me at all. When's the last time you heard of somebody talking about having a good day just because they went to get their medication and came back? Must be more fun in the Philippines. Now, I'm a city boy, San Francisco, San Diego, Orange County, and I always loved the pace of life there. When I used to go visit my mother in Oregon, I would go stir crazy after just a few days. Cabin fever was real for me. My mother told me that I was born hyper, and I was that way most of my life. Now, I still enjoy the adventure and the traveling and the excitement and all those types of things, but I also enjoy the simple life here. Now, if you told me even a month after I got here I was going to enjoy the simple life, I would have just smiled and said, okay, yeah, sure. You don't know me. It's not going to happen. Like I said in my last video, I didn't know what I didn't know. Today I'm just a totally different person, and it just happened naturally as a result of being here in this culture. You know, in America, it's just kind of natural for people to judge you. That's just the way people relate. Here, it's more common for people to find you interesting, because that's just how it is here. Well, that's what I've got for this video, my friends. This was just my thought this morning as I'm sitting here trying to decide where to go next. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. For the record, my little trip to Guagua to the pharmacy cost me $1.40, including a couple of drinks and transportation.
A new home for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky, I found my way.